I am Slick Nick, your personal certified Enneagram coach. We finally get to talk about me again. I mean, you, 7. You're a 7, right? That's what you figured out. Maybe you watched my video on how to know if you are a 7. A lot of us think we're a 3 at first until we realize, no, I don't fear failure. Not at all. You fail in life and you learn from it. So it's just part of life. That's how 7s would think. We positively reframe everything going. So let's check out, based on my favorite Enneagram book, The Enneagram Made Easy, which you can easily purchase by clicking that link, takes you to Amazon. What do your wings look like? What do your alter egos look like? And ultimately, what is that emotion that you have an unhealthy relationship with? So wings of a 7. So if you're more on the 6 side of things, you'd be loyal, endearing, responsible, anxious. If you're more on the 8 side of a 7, then you'd be more exuberant, aggressive, competitive, and materialistic. So which of those two sounds a little bit more relevant to you? That is going to be your wing as a 7. Now, let's talk about our alter egos. One of my favorite shows as a kid was the live action version of The Incredible Hulk. I loved that show. And for every hour-long episode, twice an episode, something would anger him and he'd turn into The Incredible Hulk. So, as a 7, what do we look like when we're at our worst? Because we tend to only really stay in our positive emotions and never really tap into the negative. So what do we look like when we're at our worst? Do we actually have negative emotions? Let's find out. When we're at our worst, we move to the negative side of a 1, which happens to be my wife. It's funny because as a 7, at my worst, I become the worst version of her, and at her best, she becomes the best version of me. And that's what's really cool about Enneagram. One of the many things that's cool about it is that all the people you know in your life, you cross paths with them at some point. So when 7s move to the negative side of 1, when things are stressful, they become cynical and hypercritical. They nitpick, snarl, and try to change people. And I'm telling you, that was me a decade ago. I don't like who I was a decade ago. I was very much that way. I'd become a vegan. I was trying to prove everybody wrong. Very immature. Now I'm 40. Life is good. They become judgmental of themselves and others, can't laugh at themselves, think in terms of black and white, and that they know they have the truth. They blame others for preventing them from having fun. They become obsessive about an idea or a project, and they feel a pervasive low-level irritability. That's 7s at our worst. So what about us at our best? 5, the analytical kind of introvert. Yeah, that's who we become at our best. Let's talk about that, the positive side of 5. When we're most relaxed and enjoying life the most, we become quieter and more introspective and objective. We explore subjects in depth and place more value on wisdom and self-discipline. We become more accepting of both polarities of life, good and bad, happy and sad. We become more serious and are taken seriously more by others, and we get in touch with our fears. So I think that's really interesting because I, in so many ways, seem so far removed from 1s and 5s, but actually those are totally an extension of who I am. And I want to specifically say that here on this channel, if you want to go in the little search here for my videos, you can type in original song. And if you do that, you're going to see dozens of songs that I've written and performed on here. And in hindsight, now that I know how this whole thing works, that's me as a 5. You want to see me at my best? It comes out in my music. It doesn't come out necessarily in what I say or how I act, but when I sit down and I write a song and I perform it, those lyrics, you'll see the 7 in there, but you totally see a lot of that 5, the kind of the balance of everything in there. So I want to close this video by talking about the relationship that's sort of unhealthy that 7s have, and that is with, based on the triad here, fear. So what we're trying to do as 7s is we're trying to forget about our fears. We're trying to outrun our fears / anxiety. That's ultimately what's going on. And man, my life makes so much more sense now. It makes sense why a guy like me is at the gym 6 days a week, and then I still go on a 3-mile walk after that every day. Is it because I'm obsessed with being fit? I mean, hey, that's great to have those benefits, but ultimately, you can often see it with 7s. We physically, though we speak as well, it tends to be high energy because ultimately, if we're distracted enough on being productive and having fun, we don't necessarily have to think about the scary parts in life. Your comments belong right here.